Hey, Pit Boss Nation, I'm back. That's right, the Dogfather is back here with another edition of Backyard Bosses brought to you by Pit Boss Griddles. If you're not familiar with me, I don't know where you've been, make sure you hop on over to the channel and check me out, the Dogfather's Barbecue, and see what we have to offer there. But while we're at it, before we get into today's video, I want to invite you to subscribe to this Pit Boss channel. Make sure you turn on that bell so you get notified every time one of these types of videos are uploaded to the channel. So let's get into today's cook. Now today we're going to be getting into smoked tomahawks, specifically, or more specifically, reverse-seared smoked tomahawks, guys. That's right. We got a couple of fantastic tomahawks from our local Costco that we're going to get seasoned up. We're going to get them on our grill today. We're going to smoke them and we're going to sear them off. And then we're going to go in for that taste test. It's a very simple and easy cook, but every time you make a tomahawk, it just screams to people, that's a grill master that knows what he's doing. And Pit Boss and the Dogfather is going to make it happen for you today. So let's get into it. Okay, so we got our fantastic looking tomahawk steaks here, and we're gonna go ahead and get these seasoned up. And our first layer is gonna be this Pit Boss, and this is gonna be the all-purpose GSP or garlic salt pepper. So we're gonna go ahead and get some on here. Now we're not gonna use a binder. I feel like my steaks here are tacky enough that it's gonna hold on to this rub pretty well. So I'm not really too concerned about a binder, but we're gonna get this all applied and all rubbed up. Again, this is going to be our first layer, guys. I typically do like to use a couple of different rubs when I do meat, just because I like the contrast in flavors. So that first layer is again that GSP. We're going to come back with our second layer, and our second layer is going to be again Pit Boss, and this is the competition barbecue rub, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get that on here. This one's got a little bit of sweet with it. It's got a little bit of pepper in there, which you know I love. So we're going to go ahead and get these steaks all seasoned up. And I'm going to bring you right back here in a minute. All right, so we've got our fantastic tomahawks here all rubbed with our rubs here. This is what it's looking like once we've got them all rubbed up. So I've got a nice even coating all across these tomahawks. And we're just gonna let our grill come up to temperature, and then we're gonna get them on. All right, guys, now for our grill of choice, you know we've gotta rock with the official grill of game day, which is Pit Boss. But we're gonna be rolling with this ultimate barrel, the championship barrel grill today. Now I've got it loaded up with some lump charcoal from Harder Charcoal, and I've got some post oak wood chunks in there. So we've got this thing lit up. It's coming up to temperature. Now today I'm going to be rolling this at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to get a good smoke on. Now the first part of the cook, again, we're reverse searing these tomahawks. So we're going to gently kiss them with some smoke. We're going to raise them up in internal temperature to about 115 degrees or so before we go ahead and sear them off to finish off this cook. But we got our tomahawks all seasoned up. We're letting the grill come up to temp. We're going to get these steaks on in a little bit. We got to get ready for game day, baby. Bring you back in a second. All right, as you can see, the smoke is rolling and our grill is up to temp. And so we are going to get these fantastic tomahawks put on our grill. Now again, here we've got our tomahawk. So we're just going to place it right on here just like so. Now again, whenever you're doing meats, you always kind of want to form them up or bunch them up the way you want them to cook. And so that's what I'm doing here. We're going to get our second tomahawk placed on here. Again, we're going to bunch it up the way we want it to cook. And just like that, we've got our tomahawks all placed onto our grill, rubbed up, got it up to temperature. So let's close this up and let's let the smoke roll. All right, guys, now we've got our tomahawks on our grill now, and they're just gonna get that smoke. Let them come up to temperature. But I got a question for you. So what kind of grill are you using today? I chose this one today, this Pit Boss Ultimate Championship Barrel Grill, because I love to cook with lump charcoal. And so this affords me the opportunity to use a fantastic grill, the official grill of game day that is, and I can actually smoke and sear. And so we're gonna sear in a little while, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that, but that's why I chose this grill. So again, what grill are you using? Put it down there in the comments and let's talk about it. All right, gang, now we've been letting these tomahawks roll in the smoke here for about 35 minutes or so. And we're gonna check an internal temperature. Now, what am I checking for here? Again, I want my finishing temperature for the first part of this cook to be somewhere around 115 degrees. So what I'm gonna do right now is check, and if I'm anywhere around 90 degrees, I'll flip these steaks over just so I can get a good even cooking or smoke onto it, and just the even smoke. So we're gonna get in here close to the bone. And look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're at 90 degrees, 91 degrees there on that steak. And we're at about 88 degrees on this one. So that for me is close enough to go ahead and want to flip these steaks. So again, that we keep a good even smoke on this cook. So we're going to get it flipped, and look at that. It's looking so fantastic. We're going to flip the other one again to continue to form the tomahawks the way we want them to cook. And just like that, we've got the first initial part of this smoking process done. We're going to close the lid, and we're going to continue to let this grill roll at that 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. All right, guys, we've been going here about another 20-25 minutes here, and again, we're looking for somewhere around 120 degrees or so. 115, 120 degrees. We're at 117 there. I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys off here because I know they're pretty much ready. Look at that, 117. We're gonna go ahead and get these tomahawks off, and we're gonna let them rest here a little bit and get ready to sear them off. So bring you back here in a second. Have these off. We'll get to the next part of the cook. All right, guys. Now we just got our tomahawk steaks smoked up to that 115, 120 degrees, and we got them off. Now, time to sear. So how are we going to sear these steaks? Check it out. This is what we're going to do. Now, this is the beauty of working on this grill here. Now, as you can see, I've got my firebox here just kind of pulled out, and I've laid some grill grates right across the top of them. Now, you could absolutely pull the internal grills out and pull the deflector out, but I figured, you know what, I got these down here in this charcoal here in the basket, so hey, let's get our grill grates on. So grill grates are coming up to temperature, and we're gonna sear these steaks off right on the back side of these grill grates, guys. Okay, so here we've got our tomahawk steaks here. They've been resting. We got our grill grates heating up there, as you just saw. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of this duck fat on here, and that's what we're gonna put on here before we get it onto our grill grates, and hopefully get a really nice sear on these tomahawks. So we got the duck fat on here, again, heating up our grill grates. So let's get ready to get these on. All right, so grill grates are nice and hot, and yeah, here's our tomahawk. So let's get it on here. You can hear that sizzle. Just gonna give it a good press there, get good contact all across this entire steak. We're gonna try and build a crust. So we're gonna let this go for a few minutes, and then we'll give it a flip. All right, we've been letting this tomahawk go here for about a minute and a half. We're gonna spray this side with our duck fat just like we did the other side. And we're gonna get this thing flipped over. There we go. Getting a good crust built on here. We're gonna do this side here. We'll be finished here in a second. All right, guys, now we just got our tomahawks smoked. We got them seared. We got them off and we let them rest. And now it's time to cut into it. So let's check out this tomahawk. All right, so here she is. She's smelling fantastic. Now we're gonna take our Pit Boss knife here and we're just gonna slice this right off the bone here. I think some pooches in the house are gonna be pretty excited about this. Now, for us, we really do like our steaks to be a little kind of rare plus. So that's what I was aiming for here. And typically I'd pull that off at about 125 degrees and let it rest up. And that's what I did here is we got to 125 degrees internal temperature. Again, if that's not your internal temperature, feel free to take it up a little bit more than that. But we like it at 125, so that's what we did. So we like it a little on the rare side. So there you go, guys. That's a good internal look at that. So let's see if we can get some of this cut off of here and let's go in for that bite. So there you go. All right, so before I take this bite, guys, again, I want to invite you to subscribe to the Pit Boss Griddles channel, as well as the Dogfather's Barbecue channel. Make sure you subscribe, turn on that bell, make sure you get notified every time we upload a video. And outside of that, hey, enjoy your game day. Going in on this tomahawk ribeye steak. Cheers.